Hello there and welcome. My name is Anna Dalman. It is day number 248 of my note writing adventure. Today's note continues to encourage and calling me to even take a deeper look into what causes me to stand strong and withstand my own doubts, my own accusations, my own mocking and scorning myself with a year, right? That's really going to happen in your life. You're really going to get past that. You're really going to cross those hurdles and make the finish line. And the finish line not meaning my eternal salvation, but the finish line in the goals I have set for myself, because areas of my life need to change. Now, when we are mocking and scorning ourselves, that's not good and we need to stop it. However, when we are working on change, sometimes those around us kind of like to pull the mat out from underneath us. They want us to stumble and not be victorious. And I'm not saying everybody's like that, or your community's like that, or your family's like that, but people kind of, in some way, they think they're doing good. They don't want you to be disappointed in yourself that you're not able to work through certain things. So they kind of give a little dig, but those little digs are actually very wounding, and they're not obviously they're not encouraging, and they set you up for disaster and failure. So my note for today is, how much do you want to change? Really deep change. And I wrote this because last night, as I was considering the scorning, the self-doubt, our self-scorning, our self-accusations, those things that we do to undermine what we know is true and what can be accomplished if we set our minds correctly, the following quote came up on Facebook. I wrote it over here. Killing sin isn't about mere behavioral modification, but about placing our affections in a superior satisfaction, Jesus Christ. And that is a quote by Dustin Bengi. I do not know who he is, but I like the quote. It was posted on somebody's page. They shared it, and I just loved it because it is so true. And then as I thought about that this morning, when I looked at my whiteboard, and after I'd written that up there, the more I thought about it, the more it challenged me, and the more it confirmed what I believe is true. The more we focus on the ultimate reality and the ultimate authorities and the ultimate in what we are called to live, and that is our love for God through Jesus Christ, and our adoration of Him, which is a greater love and a more worshipful relationship. And the more we realize what has been accomplished for us and what has energized us, we will overcome. It's because it's a superior satisfaction. He is giving to our souls and our hearts and our lives more than anything to enable us to overcome the struggles and the difficulties that we carry within us that prevent us and stop us from moving ahead in the direction we know we can achieve. I did do some Googling, and the following is, I don't know who said it, but it was from a sermon that was on the Desiring God website, and I just wrote down one little paragraph. The practical sin-killing power of Christian hedonism. So what is Christian hedonism? The surpassing pleasure of enjoying all that God is for us in Christ is the only way we can disarm the power of temptation. Those are the temptations that we mock. Hedonism is where we find our means we're finding our satisfaction, our joy, our everything that will carry us forward. We are completely and absolutely contently satisfied, joyously satisfied, and we've learned that even in our suffering there is joy because we know who the author is of our lives. Now, as I was thinking about this more and more, I came up with some verses, because I cannot share all of this if it doesn't land somewhere solidly on the foundation on which we are all trying to change our lives. So I have Romans 12:2, and I've quoted this to you a whole lot in the past. It is as follows: Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. God does not want you to live the old way. He wants you to put off the negativity, those looks that I shared with you yesterday. When you actually look in, a scoffer makes mouths apt. You pull a face at yourself when you look in the mirror, or you just see in your eyes. Our eyes reflect what we're thinking, and sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and my eyes are saying, "You're right." Well, they shouldn't be saying "you're right" in doubt. They should be saying "you're right" in joy that I can and have been given the blessing of knowing who God is through Jesus Christ, that I'm able to overcome many things in life. Another verse I'd like you to take a look at is Ephesians 1 verse 18. You can go a few ahead of that and continue reading for a bit, but I just wanted to focus on verse 18. Having the eyes of your hearts enlightened, that you may know what is the hope to which he has called you. And you should actually just read the whole chapter. When we focus on the superior satisfaction, that's what those verses are saying. Your heart enlightened. When your heart is enlightened, that's superior satisfaction. That is joy overflowing, bubbling over. And then the more I thought about all of this, it brought so much joy to my heart and my soul that a little song bubbled up from it. And it is as follows. And those who are about my age, and depending on the kind of church you go to, that still sings the old hymns, will have heard of this. It's more love to thee, O Christ. So I will do a couple of the stanzas. More love to thee, O Christ, more love to thee. Hear thou the prayer I make on bended knee. This is my earnest plea. More love, O Christ, to thee, more love to thee. Second stanza, and this is phenomenal, friends. Once earthly joy I craved, sought peace and rest. Now thee alone I seek, give what is best. This all my prayer shall be, more love, O Christ, to thee. And so it goes on. Shouldn't that be our heart's desire? Shouldn't that be the hearts enlightened, because we know what our superior satisfaction is? We will no longer make those mouths at ourselves, and we will have compassion for those who make them at us, those who scoff, and those who aren't able to support us because they possibly do not know God in the same way as we are learning to. And friends, I'm still learning. Sure, I may have the wonderful education which I'm so blessed and so privileged to have had. Yes, I have that. But experientially, the God of grace is a person, Christ, is allowing me day by day to know his mercies on you, and allow me to experience his grace in his presence through being able to delight in my heart being enlightened, the wisdom that he's giving me, the discernment, the knowledge, the diligence in which I need to pursue him. And I hope the same is true for you. Friends, if that is the path you are on, the next step you take tomorrow will have more joy than today. And the more joy you feel day by day, which grace is allowing you to experience, my goodness, you will be able to overcome all those areas in your life that you are striving and working hard to get over and get through. So friends, I hope that's an encouragement to you. I know it is to me, and I love it when my heart delights more and more when I come across things like this that I can share with others, because they have been so meaningful to me, and they make my joy and just my heart bubble over, and I want to share it with you. Be encouraged, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye for now.